And Governor Kristi Noem's battle over tribal security COVID-19 checkpoints in South Dakota has wound up in court after two tribes sued. The Crow Creek Reservation didn't have checkpoints, but it did have something called COVID-19 security to help monitor cases and those quarantined, as well as collect data for the tribe. Well, now several tribal members who make up that security team have died from COVID-19. KELOLAND's Angela Kennecke joins us now to show us the huge impact this virus has had on one especially small and impoverished community.
The Crow Creek Reservation sits just north of Chamberlain and southeast of Pierre. It's extremely rural, with just 2,225 people calling the more than 400,000 square miles home. This story takes place in a Crow Creek community known as Big Bend. Fewer than 80 people live there. Now, 3 are dead and 1 is on life support after trying to protect their little community from COVID-19.
38-year-old Wesley Firecloud Jr. died of COVID-19 on July 2nd. 34-year-old Randy Hislaw died of COVID-19 July 6th. And 57-year-old Ethel Left Hand Bull was put on life support on July 16th at Avera McKinnon in Sioux Falls, where she remains in critical condition. All 3 were working COVID-19 security for the Crow Creek tribe, monitoring who came into town and who needed to be under quarantine.
And there's not a whole lot of traffic here at all. Everybody, when this virus first started in school let out, we're a very small community, and the majority of the families that live here were all related, so we all quarantined.
Janice Howe is Wesley's mother and Ethel's sister. Randy was her cousin. She says they all got sick after confronting visitors who arrived in the tiny Big Bend community from California to tell them they couldn't be there due to COVID-19. Her sister Ethel was their supervisor.
We said, I told my son, don't go up there over there. But that was his job. But so he did. Now he's gone. And it's just sad that that's what they were doing, and they ended up dying.
Wesley had liver disease after fighting drug and alcohol addiction most of his life, but he was finally in recovery. When he got sick with COVID-19, he was airlifted to Avera McKinnon Hospital in Sioux Falls, where he died 5 days later.
His liver shut down, his kidney shut down. There was nothing they could do.
You couldn't even say goodbye to your son?
No, we couldn't.
56-year-old Ken Jewett was the father of another member of the COVID-19 security team who died on June 27th. Howe says he caught the virus from his son. 23 people out of 78 in the Big Bend village had now tested positive for coronavirus. While the tribe has a suspicion over how the virus was spread among members, they really don't know for sure. Meanwhile, this grieving mom is hoping her younger sister, a teacher, survives. Ethel was helping to make sure families in quarantine had food and cleaning supplies.
Still fighting for her life. She has children. She has grandchildren she took care of. This COVID security supervisor was just her summer job. We were isolated. We don't have no major stores here. We don't even have a convenience store. We thought we were safe.
Today, Wesley Firecloud Jr. would have turned 39. His family is holding a birthday party for him. According to the South Dakota Department of Health, 24% of the state's COVID-19 deaths are Native Americans.